Greetings, barbecue family. Welcome to another live episode of the Backyard SmokeMaster Barbecue Podcast. I'm your host, Kenyatta Robinson. Very glad to be with you live this week. We have been not able to go live over the past few weeks. And for this particular episode is one that we needed to reschedule. Tonight, I think we have a pretty fun episode as correctional officer for lockdown chimes in. All right, so we got somebody giving us a compliment on the music. Says jam into the music, Booker T and the MG's sound, old school beat with the Hammond organ. That's when music was truly music. Yeah, that beat, that sound does speak to me. Yeah, that's a good one. So definitely keeping that one in the rotation. So appreciate, that compliment. I think that's the first compliment or the comment that we've gotten with regard to the music. But getting back to the topic at hand, for this particular episode, this was one that we planned to do a few weeks ago while the Olympics were happening. It's introducing the barbecue trivia game, triumph and take barbecue gold. So I thought that would be a kind of a cute, clever topic to test the live viewing audience in terms of their knowledge about various barbecue trivia questions. But unfortunately, that one had to be rescheduled. That particular evening had to deal with a family emergency, a health issue. So that prevented that episode from taking place at that time. And hello, Jeff. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. And then, the following couple of weeks, I had a couple of things planned. A couple of weeks ago, we had to postpone again because Janine and I took in a planned concert. And let me see if I can get this picture up here. We went and checked out, speaking of music, I think correctional officer for lockdown might recognize this fellow. This is George Benson. We saw him live up in Napa, California. And he is age 81. And he had mentioned during the show that it was his first live performance in a few years. And he had some kinks, along the way. He admitted that he performed a couple of the songs out of order, but that was fine. The crowd loved him. We were fully behind him, fully supportive. He still sounds great, looks great, still picking that guitar. And we had a really fun time, with that. And then last week, Aaron and I, unfortunately, Janine couldn't make the trip, but Aaron and I, we went to Washington, D.C., spent some time in the D.C. area as well as Baltimore. And that was Aaron's first time in that part of the country. Here we are at a Washington Nationals baseball game. That was a couple of days ago. They were taking on the New York Yankees, and the Yankee fans definitely were representing. So we had a great time. Yeah, Bruce saying that, wow, George Benson, the ultimate guitarist, amazing that he plays by feel. Yeah, he is a natural. And I just remember him, even just as a kid, I just remember him as being, the premier jazz guitar, musician. And I definitely had him on my bucket list as someone I wanted to see. And he played all the hits, did all the hits, including Masquerade, sounded great on that. That was a really, really good time. So anyway, like I said, we haven't been on live for a few weeks, but glad that we're back live today, and I always like to shout out the folks who are watching live. Again, Bruce and Jeff, thank you both, and also encourage everyone else who's tuning in live. Please don't be shy. Jump in the comments. Love to hear from all of you, because your energy, your feedback, your questions, that is the engine that drives this live podcast. And I appreciate, everyone for spending some time with us. So let's get into this. So again, fun topic. We're going to do some barbecue trivia. So jump in the comments if you know the answers to these questions. And hopefully, this will also maybe spark up some other thoughts that you might have. You don't have to be quiet or silent. We can, if something that you see it as we go through these trivia questions sparks a question or anything like that, please jump in the comments with it. Again, that's how we roll. That's how we roll. So it's not a tight script. Just want to be able to talk about and cover, whatever comes to mind for you related to barbecue. That's what we're here for. We're trying to inspire and get everyone excited about the great hobby of barbecuing. So correctional officer says, beautiful father-daughter photo. Precious memories. Absolutely. Absolutely. Unfortunately, Janine got sick right before we were scheduled to take off. She got the flu, so she was unable to come with us. But Aaron and I, we still had a fantastic time, and really was glad to be able to spend that time together, as she'll be going back to school in a few weeks. So that was precious indeed. All right, and Kenyatta, let's see. Correctional officer says, Kenyatta, okay, he's trying to be funny. I think we have something for that, Aaron. He says, is that a South Carolina Gamecocks hat you're wearing? They have the same colors of USC. Nice try, but we're ready for that. No, absolutely. These are USC Trojan colors. I'm excited. The college football season has already started, and big game coming up on Sunday. My USC Trojans will be taking on the LSU Tigers. They'll be playing in Las Vegas on Sunday. So I'm, getting into the spirit. I've got a lot of family down in Louisiana, a lot of LSU relatives who, love that school. So this is one that's been circled on the calendar for a couple of years. So really happy that they'll finally be squaring off once and for all. So I'm excited for that. All right, let's jump into it. Let's take a look at our first trivia question. Again, jump in the comments if you think you know the answers. All right. Question 1. What is the difference between grilling and barbecuing? There is a technical difference between the two. I should have come up with a timer sound effect. I wish I had that. We don't have a timer or kind of like a Jeopardy kind of sound effect. But wondering, do any of you guys have an idea about the difference between grilling and barbecuing? So I'll give you guys a hint. It really comes down to temperature, the temperature that you are cooking at. All right, we're getting a couple of answers coming through. Jeff says direct heat is grilling. Barbecue is indirect. That is correct. I would agree with that. Those are definitely, definitely a couple of aspects that distinguish between grilling and barbecuing. And correctional officer says fire management control. Yeah, so on the barbecue side, and what I was starting to get to is on the barbecue side, that is generally going to be more of a low and slow cook. It's slow cooking the meat is what you're doing when you're barbecuing. And like Jeff said, it's indirect as opposed to direct grilling. So the fire management control comes into play, especially on the barbecuing side, because you do want to keep your temperatures, lower than 300 degrees for sure. Usually barbecuing can also be considered to be synonymous with smoking. And smoking is going to be like 275 degrees or less. So yeah, you're going to have more skill required of the pit master keeping those temperatures in that range. Whereas grilling, that's where you're going for more of a hotter, faster cook. Temperature of your grill can be 350 or more. And like Jeff said, that's going to be more of a direct heat where you've got your heat source, your fire, your flames are usually going to be right underneath the meat. So think think hamburgers, that type of thing, hot dogs, sausages. You might do some grilling. And correctional officer gives a nod to Jeff, saying, "I was ahead of you." And Jeff says, "Just getting warmed up, Bruce." All right. Let's see what we got next. Oh, okay. I skipped the answer. The official answer: grilling is cooking over direct high heat for a short period, while barbecuing involves cooking over low indirect heat for a long time. And that's just what we talked about. All right. Which U.S. state is known for its distinct style of vinegar-based barbecue sauce? So one thing about, what's really cool about U.S. Barbecuing here is, we've got different regions here in the U.S., and the regions do tend to have some very distinct differences between, their styles. All right. Aaron put up this 30 seconds. I'm not quite sure. Are you saying, Aaron, that you're going to give folks 30 seconds to give an answer? Is that what that prompt is? Okay, yes, she said yes. Okay. 30 seconds. You get 30 seconds. All right. I think we got an answer that came in with regard to this question about which U.S. state is known for its distinct style of vinegar-based barbecue sauce. Jeff weighs in and says South Carolina. And South Carolina definitely has a very distinct known for its regional barbecue. I think North Carolina as well. So that's a good answer. I think we had another one. Bruce says Missouri, and that could be like a nod to Kansas City. And Kansas City definitely has a regional type of barbecue that it's known for as well. All right. Carolina. Okay, Bruce is now yielding, and he likes Jeff's answer of Carolina. So let's see what we got. North Carolina. North Carolina is known for its distinct style of vinegar-based barbecue sauce. And I'm not quite sure, myself, if there is a big difference between North Carolina and South Carolina in terms of their barbecue lean. I don't know, maybe some of you guys might know if there is a distinct difference between the two. And then, getting back to the answer of Missouri and Kansas City, I think Kansas City's barbecue sauce is more of a tomato based influence for their barbecue sauce is what Kansas City, that part of the country, is known for. All right, question 3. What type of wood is traditionally used for smoking brisket in Texas? I think this one is pretty easy. I think if you the Texas influence on the barbecue world is pretty strong. So I think this one shouldn't be too difficult. But I think there are probably 2 types of wood that come to mind. At least there are 2 that I think of first when I think about Texas barbecue. But there is one in particular that is really married to brisket. All right, we're getting some answers. Jeff says post oak. Yeah, I think post oak is definitely one of the 2 types of wood that I think of when I think about Texas. I think that's a great answer. And then Bruce has the other type of wood that I think of when I think of Texas barbecue, mesquite. So I think both of those are great answers. And let's see, I think we got another answer coming in. Trumpet Master 77 says post oak and pecan. All right. I think that's a good solid answer as well. And Trumpet Master says happy Friday. Happy Friday indeed. Thank you for tuning in again to the live podcast. Appreciate you. All right, so what do we have? The answer is post oak. So post oak is most synonymous or traditionally known as the wood used for smoking brisket in Texas. But I think, mesquite is probably a very close second as well. And I know a lot of barbecue establishments in Texas smoke exclusively with mesquite, and that requires a lot of skill because I think mesquite is probably the strongest wood that you can smoke with safely, and I think you got to have some skill, in order to do that. I think it's probably easier to do when you have those large gallon smokers. But if you're smoking on something more traditionally sized, like a Weber kettle, Weber Smoky Mountain, I think you do want to be careful with the amount of mesquite that you use, because it can, if you're using too much of it, you can overpower your food with mesquite. So use mesquite sparingly. That would be my advice on that. All right, question 4. What is the name of the famous barbecue competition held annually in Memphis, Tennessee? And I think this is probably the granddaddy of them all, the most popular barbecue contest that happens nationwide. So for those who are really into the competition scene, if you can win at this event, this is something that you can definitely hang your hat on for sure. Now, me personally, I'm not, one that aspires to be a competition pitmaster, a competitive pitmaster, but I have judged at a few contests here in the Bay Area. Before COVID, I had gotten myself certified as a Kansas City Kansas City BBQ Society judge and had the opportunity to judge at a few contests. And there's definitely a different type of flavor profile, that they're going for at these competitions, that I think is very different from what you might do in backyard barbecue. All right, Jeff has an answer. I think this is a strong answer. Jeff says Memphis in May. Memphis in May. Yep. And as I relook at the question, that kind of gives it away, right? Because the part of the answer is right there in the question. In Memphis, Tennessee, Trumpet Master 77, Memphis in May. Yep. I think those are probably the correct answers. Yeah, and here it is. So yeah, it's the World Championship Barbecue Cooking Contest, also known as the Memphis in May World Championship. So you guys are both correct. Yeah, Memphis in May is definitely the one. If you're able to place well at that competition, you're really making a good, strong name for yourself. Jeff giving kudos to Aaron on the soundboard. Cheers. So I know Aaron is loving that. So thank you, Jeff, for giving her a shout out for that. All right, question 5. What cut of pork is typically used for pulled pork? And Aaron is going to give us 30 seconds. Yeah, again, I wish I had a timer. So we'll have to remember to do that for the future. Need to get a timer sound effect in there. All right, we got some answers coming in. Trumpet Master 77 says, drum roll please, pork shoulder, the pork butt. Yeah, that's a great answer. That's a great answer. And Bruce also, Bruce also saying pork shoulder. So absolutely. And let me also just say, oftentimes one of the more common questions that I get for people who are just starting off in barbecue will be, or they just get a new grill, a new smoker. The question would be, what should I cook first? And I always say, I think the first thing you should cook, that you should tackle, is a pork shoulder, also known as a Boston butt or pork butt. Because, it's a large piece of meat, but it's very forgiving. So if at some point, if you don't quite have your temperature control down, maybe you're struggling, if the heat gets away from you and it gets too hot, you're gonna be just fine. It's really difficult to completely ruin a pork shoulder. Bruce with a second kudos for Aaron being awesome on the soundboard. Thank you. Pork shoulder. So yeah, that would be one that I would recommend as something to start with. And because it is such a large cut of meat, it's going to take you, depending on how large the pork butt is, it's going to take you maybe 7-8 hours to smoke it. You really want to get it tender, turn it into pulled pork. So you're going to take it up to about 203 degrees internally, maybe even a couple of degrees further. And that gives you a lot of opportunity, to really begin to learn your grill, learn your smoker, how it responds, how it reacts. Maybe you're doing some tinkering with the exhaust, trying to lower or increase the temperature. It's really a great opportunity to kind of play around with your grill, with your smoker, and learn how it operates. So I think a pulled pork is a great way to get started. Big cut of meat, and it's usually not that expensive as well. You know, you can get a pretty good sized pork butt. I want to say still, you know, $20, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, but somewhere in that $20 range, you know, and you know, if you get 7-8 pound pork butt, turn it into shredded pork, that's going to give you a lot of meat that will go a long way. All right. Question 6. In which country did the tradition of grilling meat on a spit originate? This is a good question, you know, and I prepared this, like I said, about a month ago, so I don't remember the answer to this question. Which country did the tradition of grilling meat on a spit originate? And of course, the first thing I think about is, you know, if you, rotisserie, you know, we all love rotisserie cooking, and that usually involves a spit. Yeah. All right. I think we got an answer that has come in from Trumpet Master 77, says Brazil. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty reasonable answer. I could see that. Because, yeah, I'm thinking about like when you get food like at a Brazilian steakhouse. I'm thinking of, what is it called? God, that cut of steak, now it's escaping me. It starts with a P. But I know it's often cooked, you know, like on a spit, or if you have a drum smoker, you know, you could hang it in there. Picanha. That's what I'm thinking of. Picanha. All right. All right. I see Aaron had already put the answer up. Bruce said England, and the answer actually is the Caribbean. The Caribbean. But I like the Brazil answer, you know. I think similar influences. Okay, now I'm not even going to try to pronounce this word that Trumpet Master has put up there, and I'm not familiar with it. So give me some more information about what that is. Yeah. All right, Tyrone. Hello, Tyrone. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. And he says, hey, all, loving the podcast today. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Always appreciate the feedback. So great to hear from you. And yeah, Trumpet Master helping me out. Picanha. That was the steak that I was thinking of. I think is pretty synonymous with like Brazilian steakhouses. And Tyrone said Argentina. So I think we're kind of seeing, you know, the theme, you know, a lot of the influences from that region of the world. Absolutely. All right. Correctional officer for lockdown says, hit those likes. Yes, please. Help us out. That will obviously help the live podcast. And, you know, if you have friends that love barbecue, love talking about barbecue, you know, tell them about us. I appreciate it. And then that also makes me think, reminds me, we have a online barbecue community for folks that love talking about barbecue, sharing ideas about barbecue, called the Backyard SmokeMaster Society. We've got a couple of members who are I've seen in the comments today, Bruce of Correctional Officer for Lockdown is a member, as well as Jeff. So yeah, we have, the doors are open. The doors are currently open through Labor Day. So yeah, Jeff says, hell yeah, join the society. So yeah, our doors are open through Labor Day. So we would love to have you, if that's something that you would like to, be able to talk about exclusively barbecue. We share recipe ideas and inspiration about barbecue in the society. So absolutely would love to have you. Grab your spot. You can get in for the price of a couple of cups of coffee. So if you're interested, go to backyardsmokemaster.com/BBQ and reserve your spot. All right, let's look at question 7. What are the holy trinity of barbecue sides in the southern United States? The holy trinity of barbecue sides in the United States. Bruce says the society is truly great with great people. Absolutely, absolutely. And again, appreciate, Bruce and Jeff and all the others that have already come into the society. And yeah, we just love talking about barbecue and, firing each other up about barbecue. Absolutely. All right. Aaron is saying you guys got 30 seconds. I did see an answer come through. Trumpet Master 77 is on it. So yeah, he's got an answer. Potato salad, coleslaw, cornbread, and beans. I like that. The holy trinity of barbecue sides in the southern United States. And they take their barbecue very seriously down in the South. Bruce says macaroni, baked beans, and coleslaw. I like that. And getting back to the Backyard SmokeMaster Society, Jeff mentions that our next live meetup is September the 14th. So thank you, Jeff, for that reminder. So what's really cool about the meetup is, it's kind of like the podcast. You'll see me and I'm there to, chop it up about barbecue and answer any questions that folks in the society might have. But what's really cool about the meetup is that our members can also turn their cameras on and, they can show us what they've got cooking on the grill or the smoker, or just hang out. Just hang out for as long or as little as you have available that day and ask whatever questions or talk about whatever topic, comes to mind. I know Jeff ordered the Huntsman grill. So hopefully maybe by the 14th, he'll have his grill that he can show off. We're all excited to learn more about that. So it's really just open to whatever tickles your fancy about barbecue. That's what we get into in the society. All right. So what do we have? We have the Trinity. Okay. Correctional officer says, you are one too many. That's all right. Yeah, the Trinity is going to be 3, but, naming 4 is okay. Trumpet Master said potato salad, coleslaw, cornbread, and beans. And he says, I was thinking beans, but craving cornbread. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. All right, let's see what the answer is. Coleslaw, baked beans, and potato salad. Now, that's considered to be the holy trinity when it comes to barbecue sides in the South. So I think I saw that come up. I think, yeah, Trumpet Master, you had the coleslaw, you had the baked beans and the potato salad, and you threw in the cornbread for good measure. So right on point. And I'm not going to turn away some good cornbread. Man, I wish, that's something I haven't figured out how to make, but I would love to make some good cornbread from scratch. So if somebody has a good recipe for cornbread from scratch, share it with me. I would love to know. Jeff says, I'll take one of each off of all the suggestions. Yeah. Yeah, that's some good eating. Labor Day coming up on Monday. I don't know if you guys have, your menu planned out yet for Labor Day, but this is a good way to round it off, with the holy trinity of barbecue sides. Trumpet Master says, real good jalapeno cornbread season coming soon. And you mentioned jalapeno. So one of our members in the society, Joe Silva of Q Belly's Barbecue, has a jalapeno rub. And, he sent one. He sent a sample to me, and I tried it out. And, man, it is outstanding on chicken. I did some chicken thighs. It's not too spicy. It's the right amount of heat. And I'm just thinking, man, I bet that probably would work really good with that cornbread, that jalapeno cornbread. You guys, you making me hungry. It's dinner time here in California. Correctional officer says chicken lollipops for Monday. All right, yeah. So Bruce was inspired on the Backyard SmokeMaster Barbecue on our YouTube channel. Our latest video is about chicken lollipops, and that was something that I got inspired from Q Bellies, from Joe, and I decided to make a video about it. So that is the latest video up on the YouTube channel, going through how to make chicken lollipops. It is a labor of love. It takes a little bit of time to, prepare the drumsticks and get them, because you want them to look like lollipops. You kind of have to trim away the meat that's down by the tip of the bone there. And that takes a little bit of effort, a little bit of time. But man, was it worth it. It was good. And, you finish it off with dipping those drumsticks in a sweet barbecue sauce, and it gives it that lollipop appearance and that sweet flavor. Outstanding. So if that's something, Bruce is going to do that on Labor Day, and if that's something you're interested in doing, you can check out the video on the Backyard SmokeMaster YouTube channel. Also, for those who are in the Backyard SmokeMaster Society, I did share like the detailed steps that are involved as well. So that's the type of thing that we're trying to do in the society to inspire. All right, so that's good. And Trumpet Master says that sounds amazing. Yeah, that jalapeno rub would be great on wings. I agree. Totally agree. I can definitely see that. I like doing my wings with the vortex because that focuses, the majority of the heat is going to be in the center, of your grill, and pushing that hot air all around. I like to set up my wings around the perimeter of the vortex. And I agree. I think that jalapeno rub that Q Bellies has would be fantastic, on some wings. Absolutely. As I'm as I'm saying that, let me see if I can pull it up on Joe's Instagram. Yeah, I have it here. I'm going to share this real quick. Let's see. Where is it? There we go. Yeah, so this is it right here. So if you're interested in this spicy jalapeno rub, go to Q Belly's Instagram page. He has in his bio, he's got like a link where you can get more information about some of the products that he has. It's like a link tree link. And make sure you get yourself some of this spicy jalapeno rub. You will not be disappointed. If you like something with a little bit of heat, that's one to get for sure. Jeff says Q Bellies and cornbread is a great idea. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask him if he has tried it with cornbread. That would be good to know. I bet he has, and I bet it's good. All right. And Jeff ordered some, and Jeff says it really is a good rub. Yeah, it is. And it's unique. I think that's what's really cool about it, because you don't really see too much of that type of a rub. I mean, we see a whole lot of different things available when it comes to barbecue rubs. Don't really see very much jalapeno influenced rubs. And I think Joe is really onto something. I don't know how much he has in terms of his supply chain. So we're trying to get the word out. Get yourself some before he runs out. I'm just going to leave it at that. All right. Correctional officer says, Jeff, I can't wait to hear about that awesome addition for your arsenal. Yeah, again, so we were talking about the Huntsman grill. Huntsman, I guess it's like a kind of like an answer or like a competitor to like a Weber kettle, kind of like a Weber kettle slash maybe like a Kamado, kind of like a cross between the two in terms of size, kind of similar to a kettle. And this is the company that makes the Spider grills. So this is I think their maiden entry into the grill market. And yeah, Jeff, I don't know, Jeff, have you got it yet? Did it come, or are you still waiting on it? But we can't wait to, like Bruce said, can't wait to hear more about the Huntsman. Let me see if I can get that up here. Yeah, that's it right there. The Huntsman Kettle Kamado. So yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like a cross between a kettle and a Kamado. Really intriguing. And I've always heard great things about Spider grills. This attachment down here at the bottom, it's like an automatic temperature controller. And yeah, I can't wait to hear more about it. Yeah, the Venom is the temperature controller. And then this over here is the Huntsman, and now they're saying it's going to be a winter 2024 delivery. Hopefully Jeff will get his well before then. All right, so I got a little bit excited talking about the Huntsman, talking about Q Belly's jalapeno rub, but let's get back let's get back into the trivia. But Jeff says his Huntsman is due in September. Can't wait, and he'll keep us posted. Yeah, absolutely. Let us know when you get your Huntsman, and let us know if it lives up to the billing. I'm pretty confident that it will. I mean, it looks fantastic. So I can't wait to hear what your thoughts are about it. All right. Question 8. What type of barbecue sauce is known for its thick tomato-based consistency and sweet flavor? Which type of barbecue sauce is known for its thick tomato-based consistency and sweet flavor? It's another one. I forgot the answer to that question as well. So it's been a minute. So I can't wait to hear what you guys think about that one in the comments. All right. Again, don't have that timer. So just hear that tick tock in your head. And all right, Jeff says, I think, let's see, is this related to that? Jeff said, tip of the hat to Bruce. That's KC. Yeah, I think you're right, because we talked about how Kansas City has their sauce has that tomato-based influence. So I think that is probably the answer that we're going to see. And Bruce says, yeah, he thinks the answer is Kansas City style. So I think you guys are on the right track. Let's see what we got. And you're right. So the barbecue sauce known for its thick tomato-based consistency and sweet flavor is indeed, that is Kansas City style barbecue sauce. So let me know in the comments, what type of barbecue sauce or what type of flavor profile do you like best for your sauce? I mean, do you like it sweet? Do you like the Kansas City style that has more of a tomato-based influence? Do you like the Carolina style, North Carolina style that has more of a vinegar-based influence? Here in California, one that I really like from a local company, Kinder's Barbecue, is like a garlic barbecue sauce that I really enjoy that. So that's kind of like a California kind of Bay Area influence. But yeah, let me know in the comments what type of sauce you like the best. All right, we're powering through. Let's take a moment here. Also want to mention that we have a new relationship with Smokin' Pecan Pellets. So I've done a video on Smokin' Pecan Pellets. We have a video out. When I first learned about them, I just asked them, if they would be willing to send some of their pellets to me to sample, and they readily agreed. They sent me a box, and I did a video, and I compared the Smokin' Pecan pellets to some Traeger brand pecan pellets. What I found really interesting about Smokin' Pecan is that their pellets are made entirely from pecan shells, and what they were saying is that gives their pellets a stronger, a more bold pecan flavor. They also say that when you, even though their pellets tend to cost a little bit more than the pellets from other brands, that because it's made from the shells, that you won't go through them as quickly. The consumption is not as rapid as with other traditional pellets that are usually made from compressed sawdust. And I did this video, and there was definitely a difference. Visually, I could see more smoke being produced with smoking pecan pellets. And that's really counter to traditionally, pellets are known for giving a very light, kind of a light conservative smoke influence, which a lot of people are perfectly fine with. A lot of people don't want their smoke or don't want their food to be too smoky. But yeah, there's the smoking pecan pellets definitely had a more distinct smoke flavor. Now, I'm not going to say that it's as strong, as using traditional charcoal with wood chunks, and absolutely not in the same league with cooking on a stick burner. But I definitely put my endorsement behind them. I think they're really onto something. And if you do want something that has a little bit more of a robust smoke flavor, and I think you can also see other YouTube guys making videos about their pellets, I think we're all coming to the same conclusion that their pellets do have a little bit of an edge over most of the smoke flavor profile that we get from others. So I'm very happy to announce that we have now a formal relationship with the Smoking Pecan Company, and I am able now to offer a discount code. So it is an affiliate relationship. You can get 10% off of your first order of Smoking Pecan pellets. Use the discount code Backyard SmokeMaster, or if you just go to smokingpecan.com/Backyard SmokeMaster BBQ, and then your discount will automatically be baked in. So either way, and you can see the information there scrolling at the bottom of the screen. So I just wanted to make that available to you guys in case you want to give their pellets a shot. Highly recommend it. Okay. Back to that Kansas City barbecue sauce. When I asked what type of barbecue sauce do you prefer, Jeff says, I'm a KC style man. He likes the sweet with a touch of heat. All right, that's fair. And I think Kansas City style barbecue sauce probably is the most popular, I think, in the US. I don't have any stats to back that up, but in terms of popularity, I think that style probably is most prominent. Tyrone says, I enjoy barbecue sauce cut with ACV like a glaze. Okay, now I'm not ACV, so that's not ringing a bell for me. What is ACV? I enjoy barbecue sauce cut with an ACV like a glaze. That is not ringing a bell for me. So definitely let me know. And I love this, because you guys have, you're trying stuff and you're familiar with things that I'm not, familiar with. So I'm learning too. That's another reason why I love. Okay. Thank you, Aaron. Yes, that makes sense. Cut with ACV, apple cider vinegar. Absolutely. Okay. I don't know why that didn't ring any bells. I guess I've never heard anyone use the acronym. Yeah, I think we're talking about apple cider vinegar. I think that's right. Okay, that makes sense. And correctional officer says, my barbecue experience has me preferring not to have any sauce. Okay, so that is always my goal with my barbecue, with the exception of the chicken lollipops, which, that's part of the recipe is to finish them off with sauce. But my goal is always that barbecue sauce should be optional. And I try to make, my barbecue be able to stand up, so if you don't want barbecue sauce, it should be perfectly fine. So that's always my goal. So I'm with Bruce on that. But when I do go for the sauce, yeah, I like that garlic barbecue sauce that Kendu's has. Tyrone says, absolutely, Bruce, sauce on the side. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not one that will, if I'm doing my ribs, I'm not one that's running to try and finish them off, by glazing them with sauce. Instead, I'd like to just, if I got some folks that I know want some sauce, we can put that in a little container on the side, warm that up for them. But I want my ribs, my barbecue to be able to stand up on its own. And correctional officer says, thanks, Tyrone. I never thought I wouldn't have sauce on my ribs until when I seriously began to grill. Yeah, and I think that's what happens. When we're just casual barbecue eaters, we're used to having sauce because, when you go to the restaurant and barbecue, I mean, they're always including sauce. But then once you begin to really take up the hobby and you start to get serious about it, you start to realize that you want your barbecue, when it comes off of that grill, you want it to be able to stand up, sauce optional. A lot of times the sauce can overpower or mask, the rub. You worked hard smoking that meat, might be hours, brisket or what have you, hours on the smoker, and you want that rib, that rub, that crust to stand up, and the sauce can drown it out and really change the taste. We want our food to be able to stand up. All right. Tyrone, yes, indeed. The glaze with apple cider vinegar. I cooked a slab recently and the glaze had me hooked along with my family. Okay. Now, see, I haven't tried this yet. So I think it was Kansas City sauce cut with the ACV. All right. I'm going to have to, I'm going to try to remember that because, again, I'm not usually, looking to do sauce. But I love to experiment. So I think I'm going to have to try that because a couple of you guys now are endorsing the glaze with the apple cider vinegar. So that sounds good. And Trumpet Master says, I've been wanting to try the smoking pellets for a while now. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, lots of videos out there, really talking about the smoking pecan pellet. So yeah, this is an opportunity, to give it a shot. You can get 10% off, again, with the discount code that is scrolling on the screen. Jeff, again, he agrees. Sauce is always optional. The seasoning and the cook is what makes it. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it, the pride of barbecuing, we want our seasoning as well as our skill as a pit master, to really shine through. And sometimes, when the barbecue isn't that good, we know that some folks will try to mask the mistakes with barbecue sauce. So if you get some barbecue and it's drowning in sauce, that's probably what's going on. Somebody's trying to hide the mistake. All right, let's see what we got in question 9. And you're right, Bruce. Time flies with this podcast. Time flies, because we're talking about the thing that we love. This is our opportunity to chop it up about barbecue, and we love it. We're having fun. Okay, what's question 9? Which U.S. state is famous for its mustard-based barbecue sauce? Now, we haven't talked about the mustard-influenced barbecue sauce. So which state is famous for it? So let's see what you guys got on that one. 30 seconds. Let's see. I think while we wait on that, Bruce had another comment related to what Jeff was saying. He said, Jeff, I agree 100%. The seasoning is what affects the taste. Yeah, so we don't want to get too dependent on the sauce. All right, Bruce has an answer for this question. Which U.S. state is famous for its mustard-based barbecue sauce? He says Carolina. Okay. All right. I think, Aaron, now you're saying time is up. Bruce clarifies South Carolina. Okay, because we already got North Carolina as being known for its vinegar-based sauce. And Bruce is saying South Carolina would be known for its mustard-based barbecue sauce. And the answer is... Bruce, you're on it. You're on it. South Carolina. And I think earlier I had asked, what is the difference between the North Carolina and South Carolina in terms of kind of like a regional difference in barbecue? So yellow mustard for South Carolina, yellow mustard influenced barbecue sauce, vinegar-based barbecue sauce for North Carolina. All right, Bruce says, for turkey leg lollipops, would you use the same seasoning used for chicken? Now, that's a good question. And my initial thought is probably not. I think that chicken, you can use a whole lot of different combinations of things for chicken. I think turkey, maybe not quite as much. I think you can kind of go a little wilder, with chicken. But I think with turkey, you don't want to go too crazy, in terms of seasoning. So I'm thinking, some traditional kind of poultry type seasoning for turkey. All purpose, first thing that comes to mind, all purpose seasoning, salt, pepper, garlic, that pretty much works well with anything. And then, from there, what else do you want to add? So for turkey, I'm thinking, you might add some rosemary, maybe thyme, that type of thing, maybe sage. Whereas, on the chicken side, you can go a little bit, be more aggressive, especially with some spicier type seasonings as well. So that would be something I would be, cognizant on, between the chicken and turkey, is just not getting too aggressive, with some spicy type seasonings on the turkey side of it. Okay. All right. So we're almost to the finish line here. So what do we have for question number 10? Okay. What is the name of the technique where a mop is used to baste meat with a sauce or marinade while cooking on the grill or smoker? So what is the name of that technique? And, again, this is a lot of times towards the end of your cook. You might be basting. Well, actually, you could be basting throughout the cook. It's a good way to, keep your meat, from getting too dry. I'm more of a fan of doing a little bit of spritzing during a long cook. And even then, when I spritz, I don't tend to use things that have sugar in it for sure, because that can, make your meat get pretty dark. I keep it really simple when I spritz. I just spritz with water. But I know some folks will use apple cider vinegar, might use apple juice. But again, I'd be a little bit cautious with the use of the sugar. But yeah. So again, what is the name of the technique where a mop is used to baste meat with a sauce or marinade while cooking on the grill? And Bruce says basting. Yep, that sounds pretty reasonable. So what do we got, Aaron? Mopping. I could think that was, almost like a trick question, right? Because the answer is kind of baked in. But I think mopping, basting, I think that all applies. Same thing. All right, and I think we got a bonus. We have a bonus question to wrap this up. All right. What is the name of the cooking method where a whole hog is cooked slowly over an open pit? And I know anytime we talk about cooking a whole hog, Bruce out there gets really excited, trying to encourage me to do that whole hog cook. But there's a certain name for this. What is the name? And I've used it a lot. If you've tuned into previous podcasts, I say this one a lot whenever we do talk about cooking a whole hog. The name of the cooking method where a whole hog is cooked slowly over an open pit. I see some of the answers coming in. This one from Jeff makes me chuckle. Yeah. Jeff said, that's called party at Ken's house. That's right. We're working towards that one. We're working towards that. Again, I just got to get the right smoker set up for that. It might need to clear out, some additional space as well. But yeah, that's on my barbecue bucket list, is doing a whole hog. Okay, Aaron says a spit roast. So that's Aaron's answer, a spit roast. All right, what's the official, this real technical answer is pig picking. And yeah, so when I do this whole hog, we're going to throw us a pig picking party. So that's the real technical name. And Aaron is like, what? What in the world? Is that even English? Pig picking. Yep, a pig picking party. Yeah. So, for Aaron's benefit, it's called that because, once that whole hog is cooked, everybody just goes up and surrounds the hog, and you just use your hands and just pick meat right off of that pig. So that's why it's called pig picking. So that's what we're going to do in the future, a pig picking party. Absolutely. All right. Okay, so again, I do want to thank everyone for tuning in. As we close this out, again, I do want to remind everyone to please do consider save your spot in the Backyard SmokeMaster Society. Go to backyardsmokemaster.com/BBQ. Some of the benefits is that we have monthly virtual meetups, we have barbecue challenges, monthly barbecue master classes on different topics, and ultimately think of it as a private online community for barbecue fans and enthusiasts. So if this sounds like something that you would be interested in, we absolutely would love to have you. And again, just go to backyardsmokemaster.com/BBQ. Let's see. I think I have, let me see if I can pull it up here, because there's a real quick little short video on that. But yeah, if you go to backyardsmokemaster.com/BBQ, you see we got a little bit more than 3 days left for when the doors will be open. Let me put this on here. Show off what you're cooking in virtual meetups. Participate in barbecue cooking challenges. Receive a monthly masterclass. Get in on the fun in our barbecue community while we're still taking signups. Don't wait. Join the Backyard SmokeMaster Society today. Absolutely. So get in today while our doors are still open, and join in on the fun. We would love to have you. All right, guys. So we're going to wrap this up. Like the guys in the comments have said, always a good time chopping it up, talking about barbecue, which is what we love. I appreciate, all of your support and coming in. Let's see. I'm trying to see. I think Aaron sent me a note saying there's a question you can answer at the end. Okay, do we still have that question, or did we? Okay, no, Aaron is saying no, that's old. Okay, I just need to trust my producer daughter. All right, I think that is going to wrap it up. So once again, tune in live every Friday, right here on YouTube or Facebook, Backyard SmokeMaster Barbecue Podcast. Next week, we will be live. We'll have another great topic in store. And again, I always appreciate everyone for tuning in. Your questions, your comments are truly the engine that drives the entire podcast. So much appreciation to you all. So we're going to wrap it up. Thanks again. Thank you to Jeff, to Correctional Officer for Lockdown, which is Bruce. Let's see. Thank you to Tyrone. I know we had some comments from Tyrone. We had Trumpet Master 77 Barbecue. Trying to think if there's anyone else that I left off. If I did, I apologize, but don't think that, any moment that you tuned in, chimed in with a comment or a question, don't think that it is not appreciated. I appreciate you all. So have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Get out there and use your grills, use your smokers, have a great time, make some great barbecue, make someone around you happy, and what else? Go USC. Let's beat down LSU on Sunday night. All right, this is Kenyatta Robinson signing off. Thank you to Erin, my producer daughter, for her great assistance. Take care, and we will see you next Friday.